Well, yes, I am casting two Dark Elf replays back to back. Mr. Twofool was playing the Dark Elves up against Dust Bunny Armada on the Tomb Kings. This will be another Vermin League match on Eshin. Let's see how it goes. For the Dark Elf side, we're going to have a good old Rakarth. I hardly see this man, and boy, am I glad to see him. Look at him in his little whip. I've never seen him unmounted. Even when he's brought, but unmounted. It's honestly really cute just seeing him next to his little pet right here. Aw. Anyways, Rakarth with his Beast Slayer and Beast Lord's Gaze plus, oh, here's his full kit. Whip of Agony, Whiplash, and the other two. Plus Beast Armor of Karankar. Wow. Whoever decided to play Rakarth today is just bringing out the full kit. Honestly, pretty Chad. Respectful. Sorcerers with Beasts with Wilson's Wild Form and Impenetrable Pelt. Plus, of course, the Darkstar Cloak. Now, we have a big boy here, Charybdis. Cool to see a Charybdis here. Against the Tomb Kings, yeah, that makes sense. Beat down a lot of constructs, though obviously the Tomb Kings have a lot of missiles and even what do you have? Tomb Guard with halberds. You typically don't see a whole lot of anti-large stuff on the Tomb King side. A lot of it's in range, though. Your opponent did bring Necro Knights with halberds, so I'm biting my tongue a bit. Slash's Harvesters, Doomfire Warlock ROR. Wow, I don't even see Doomfire Warlocks ever. I haven't seen them since Warhammer 2. They're just kind of rubbish in Warhammer 3, so what is happening in this game? Anyways, Dark Rider Repeater Crossbows, 2 on this side, just the 2. We have some Witch Elves up front, 3 in total, plus some Dread Spears, the Hellbroni ROR, and then we have actually, no, never mind. three witch elves total. That's all. No more guys. None hiding. We have Cold One Knights on the flanks. That'll be it for the Dark Elf side. Tomb Kings. Ark in the Black on his little pony with Liver Mortis, Staff of Nagash, Spirit Leech, Beta Buna, and Tomb Blade of Arkin. We have Skeleton Warriors for the front line with Spearmen, back line, Spearmen back here as well, plus the Tomb Guards with halberds. We have some Necropolis Knights with halberds. Honestly, love to see these guys all the time. We do have a Necrotech to keep those guys healed up as well. Pretty big fat heal, only get 2, though that's more than enough. And then we have some Shopti, of course, the Chosen of the God and the base variant, just to be shooting in at, Dark Shards and whatnot, but also the big freaking Charybdis. Though I actually think it would just serve better just shooting at the Dark Riders and Cold One Knights. Witch Elves, the AP is kind of wasted on them because obviously no armor. I'm interested to see how the Witch Elves do, by the way. Witch Brew no longer have that, rather, they no longer have the Rampage, so no longer going to be inflicting Rampage on anybody in combat. Instead, it's just going to be Poison, and they have Witch Brew, which buffs them up. So it'll be interesting to see how they do. I'm very, very interested. Let's get right into it. Oh, I didn't even notice we have the Eyes of the Desert. Sepulchral Stalker, ROR. Fantastic not even anti-large, what am I talking about? Fantastic AP stock unit? I don't know how to classify them. But yeah, they're great. We have those Ushapti just shooting in at Witch. I was actually doing fantastic. Yeah, I mean, honestly, even if the AP is being wasted on them, they're fairly expensive for an infantry front line. So you're getting your value back off them very quickly. Already 274 value in just those first 3 volleys. Though with only 17 volleys left, you should keep those reserved. Though obviously it's not worth shooting at the Cryptus. Not great at shooting large targets in general with those. Cryptus going to try to chase down those Shopti up front. Witch Elves going to rampage themselves with Witch Brew. Gonna start tearing apart those Skeleton Warriors very, very quickly. Yeah, they already started to rout. Oh my god. Liver Mortis popped on top of these guys, giving them leadership and physical resistance. We're also going to have another Skeleton Warrior drop on top of them. The Witch Elves are just butchering these Skeleton Warriors so quickly. I mean, Tomb King's infantry sucks in general, but wow. Dark Riders shooting in at those Chosen of the Gods. They need to be pulled back. Though we do have some Cold One Knights starting to trying to get into the cookie jar. Skeleton Spearmen trying to chase them down, though they're not going to catch them. Just send them into the Helabroni, whatever. We do have the Necropolis Knights catching those Cold One Knights, which is really, really tough. Not good. You want to get those guys out of there. I think those Necropolis Knights will win that eventually, maybe. I'm only saying that specifically because they got the charge first. On the other side, the Sunless Harvesters charge into the Dread Spears, I think. I'm not sure why. They're not going to do great there. They have good melee stats, but they have very, very low armor. And kind of rely on their... Wow, 60% physical resist. What is going... Oh, that is the Penetrable Principal Belt. 20% plus I think their base physical, which they already get. It was so similar dropped on these Skeleton Spearmen plus the Ushapti. Wow, hitting the Necropolis Knights and the Necrotech as well. It's a pretty nice Soul Stealer, though Sorceress is healed up, so didn't really need the HP. Still. The Necrocryptus got on top of these Ushapti, doing a lot of damage very quickly. How much is it up to already? 15 kills with 1100 value. Yeah, plus the Witch Elves. Yeah, those Ushapti are down, unfortunately. Though the Chosen of the Gods are still up, so there's still a little bit of good news. Those shots are going into these Witch Elves, doing a little bit of damage. Though I would probably switch that over to maybe the Helabroni, or turn them around and start shooting at these short spears, because you might do a little friendly fire over here. And get those Chosen of the Gods out. Maybe just throw those Eyes of the Desert in. They do have the anti-large in melee. Terrible melee stats, but they do have 18 bonus versus large. I'm not sure. It's really tough here. You don't have a lot of options left here for protecting your backline. Some Cold One Knights coming back, which is really tough. Slash's Harvesters coming over here. Pretty beat down. 36 models already pretty much down to a third of their HP. And they are still being dragged down. Some of their models are being dragged down by these Necropolis Knights and the Spears. Yeah, not great. Those Ushapti are going to crumble finally. Necrotech has he's used one of his restore probably on these Necropolis Knights. I would pull these Necropolis Knights and bring them over here because they're desperately needed at the moment. They're terribly being wasted on those Dread Spears. Cryptus is going to start beating down on these Chosen of the Gods, unfortunately, and they're going to start crumbling. No, you need these sort of late game. Pull them out, please. The Cryptus be blocked up by these Necropolis Knights. I would just keep them in combat for now. You need these guys in combat. Yeah, they'll get beat up, but saving these Chosen of the Gods is what matters. Though now they are getting hit by these Celestial Harvesters, which is not good. Though they don't have a fantastic AP, only 11 in fact, they're keeping them pinned, which grants the Cold One Knights enough time to pin these Necropolis Knights and the Ushapti Great Bows in as well. At least the Eyes of the Desert are still up, full HP, 16 models. It's pretty incredible. Dark Riders, though, are getting some shots in. The trees are going to block that a little bit, mitigate some of that damage. Really, really rough here for the Tomb Kings, though. They've lost both their Ushapti Great Bows. No more Ushapti Summon. It's gone now. Arc in the Black, does he have any skeletons left? He does have 4 units of skeletons he can bring in, so that could be useful late game. And I'm sure he still has some Winds of Magic to use as well. But another pro side as well, another upside as well, is he has the Eyes of the Desert still up. Gonna get a volley in here on these Witch Elves. Arkin is actually gonna stop them from moving or continue to chase. But the Tomb Kings, or the Dark Elves player, is gonna keep clicking forward, trying to get them on top of those Eyes of the Desert. If I was a Tomb Kings player, I'd probably just drop the skeleton summon here. We do have the Liber Mortis dropped, and in return we also have the Punisher Penetrable Belt overcasted, which is doing fantastic there. I mean, look at what it's doing here. It's giving that 24 melee defense plus 20% physical resist plus that 20% 25% speed. I mean, look at that weapon strength on the Cryptus right now. We had to have Whiplash, and then on top of that, we had the Beast Lord's Gaze, which is that 10% ward save, and then that 20% physical resistance, and then that Whiplash just boosting up its stats up to 64 melee defense, 800 weapon strength. That thing is just having a fantastic time right now, beating down on these Necropolis Knights, and those things crumble. Yeah, all we have left here is that poor Necrotech, who's not going to have a great time. Though the Eyes of the Desert are up, still shooting. Getting some decent volleys into that Cryptus. Though, yeah, the blob is starting to come. And, yeah, I'm not sure the Tomb Kings player can win this. Look at this freaking huge blob coming. Yeah, I'm going to call it an end there for the Tomb Kings. Cryptus is going to come in here. Start taking off a few models just right there. Just a big chunk of HP taken out. I think. Unless I'm seeing things. Yeah, I'm just going to speed it up a little bit here. The Eyes of the Desert are going to come out, though, of that engagement, though the Skeleton War. Though they're not going to be able to do that for long because the Skeleton Wars are eventually going to start disintegrating. And they have already, actually. Let me see, I think. Yeah, they're unbinding down to weak binding, and yeah, they're going to get into that critical unbinding, and they're gone. Spirit Leech on that Cryptus. Though, and Rakarth is still up. Somehow the Necrotech is still up. I'm not sure how. But I didn't even notice the Sorceress got routed off. I'm not sure what did it. But something did. And that means no more Soul Stealers coming from her. She might be able to come back. She's down to negative 22 leadership, however. This is a scrappy game we got here. Somehow the Necrotech is still freaking up and about. Wow. Can the Tomb Kings player clutch this? I don't think he will. But I mean, it is possible. The Celestial Harvester's coming to try to pin him in. And giving the Dreadbeards time to try to whittle them down a little bit. But yeah, the Celestial Harvesters break, completely shatter. Another Spiritual Leech on top of that Cryptus. Will the Cryptus be able to catch Arkin? If it was the old Witch Elves, that Arkin would have been rampaged by now. But luckily for the Tomb Kings, not possible. We do have another Skeleton Warrior dropped, which is not good because the Witch Elves are going to be taking damage. And oh wow, another point blank volley into that Cryptus. Oh no, that sucks. The Cryptus is routing, and it's going back in the favor of the. It's going back in the middle of the balance of power. So it means the Tomb Kings player might be able to clutch this out, though some of that balance of power value is in that Skeleton Summon. Once that Skeleton Summon disintegrates, then that balance of power is going to shift once again. And Cryptus, and I mean, Rakarth is still up. He can still beat down on Arkin if given the chance, though he is only on foot. That means he would have to catch Arkin. Arkin is going to go in for a hit on the Cryptus. Will this be bad choice by Arkin? Oh no. There goes one hit in. Another hit in. Yep. And Arkin's going to run away. He made a bad choice there. And somehow Necrotech clutched that out there, finishing off the Hellobroni. Skeletons go bye-bye. We do have one more summon in from... No, we have two more. Wow. Oh no, another point blank volley on the Cryptus. No. Can the Cryptus... it doesn't matter either way because... Yeah, the Eyes of the Desert would win that even though they're not fantastic in melee. They only have a few more. Cryptus is just so badly beaten. And I think Arkin might finish it off. Yeah. Arkin finishes off that Cryptus. And... Wow. This is a really, really close game. Somehow the Necrotech is still up. Please, Rakarth, just finish off that Necrotech. I mean, I say that, but he has his hands tied at the Eyes of the Desert. So, they're going to start getting their point blank volleys into Rakarth, and I think the Tomb Kings player is actually going to clutch this out. Wow, yeah, the Eyes of the Desert are going to be the sole winners here for the Tomb Kings. I mean, that and, of course, Arkan's dumb summons, but... I mean, am I calling it too early here? Can Rakarth clutch it out? I don't think so, right? I mean, army loss is going to proc eventually, right, guys? Right? Um, right? Uh, Rakarth? You want to dip out here, buddy? Tomb Kings, come on. What is... What is this back and forth game? Rakarth is what? Wow. I don't even know what to say there. I mean, I'm glad for the Druki win. As much as I love the Tomb Kings, Arkan is a freaking nerd. But the Dark Elves brought Rakarth, so I mean, it kind of was out there for me. Cooler Lord over lame, boring Arkan. And he also brought a freaking Charybdis. So, I mean, I had to root for the Dark Elves there. How do you know where that game is going there? What? What? None of you can tell me you expected that. Because I sure freaking didn't. I mean, I thought it was going to be made fun of the entire time. Like, haha, he thought Dark Elves was going to win that the entire time. Ha ha ha. It turns out Tomb Kings won that. Of course, Tomb Kings won that, you idiot. And then turns out the Tomb Kings aren't going to win anymore, and the Dark Elves win it again. Like, what? I'm I'm flabbergasted. That's all I can say. 1,700 value on her card. Look at him. I thought he was gonna be just a joke and just get his butt beaten at the end of that. But no, he freaking comes back with his stupid whip and his dumb spear, just poking down at Arkin and poking down at those damn eyes of the desert. Love it. I mean, and also a lot of his freaking value doesn't show up in gold value. It A lot of his buffing it with that Charybdis, giving it that ability to beat down on these constructs, was fantastic there. I mean, it's the reason why the Charybdis was able to do so well in the first place. It's a very squishy unit with low armor, and I mean, the animations aren't that great. Some of the one particular animation for it is just a nerf to it because it just animations are so important for a single entity to perform well and not get just pulverized by ranged because it's stuck in some dumb animation waiting for it to end for 30 seconds. But Rakarth there with his buffs and then the pans impenetrable pelt. Ah, just really made it shine that game. It did fantastic. I mean, 2,000 value there. That's so freaking awesome to see. I mean, again, I don't think you guys understand. I think Rakarth is so incredibly cool. His whole edgy design, the fact that he's voiced by freaking Ramsay from Game of Thrones, his stupid helmet, I love it. Um, so to see him do well, especially the Charybdis, which, again, another unit that I absolutely love. It's so incredibly cool on tabletop, and it's just so awesome looking in Warhammer 3. I mean, it did fantastic. I mean, or just rather Total War. I mean, it did fantastic in Warhammer 2. It just kind of, in Warhammer 3. But I guess with enough support, it can do well. So, to be fair, that can be said about a lot of stuff. Though even some units are worthless. I'm talking about you. I'm not even gonna say it because I'm gonna get the name wrong because I forgot it. So I'm not gonna make a fool of myself today. No, thank you. But it is a Tomb King construct. You know the one guy with the staff and the thingy. It has souls on it. Can cast spells, Spirit Leech, and whatever. Anyways, I'm also surprised that the Doomfire Warlocks did okay there. Did good there. 1,500 value. I mean, I wouldn't even expect them to ever bring them in this matchup because Doomfire Warlocks in general are just so crap. Um, to be fair, it was also chasing down some Ushapti Great Bows at one time. It pinned those those one in this track, so the Cold One Knights could catch up. And I mean, it probably beat down on some Ushapti, the Ushapti summon, because obviously the Ushapti summon don't have anti-large. So, I'm sure a lot of the value got up wasn't, on targets you normally expect for the Doom for Warlocks to get into, I guess. Like ranged, squishy units. I don't know. Somebody would have to point it out to me where exactly they got their value from. I'm just taking a guess where they got their value from. Cold Knights, unfortunately, got crumped. I mean, when you're only bringing two of them, and your opponent is bringing uh, not only Shop the Great Bow, but also the Eyes of the Desert, and then the Necrophex Knights, Necropolis Knights. Yeah, they're gonna struggle, and especially when they don't have a lot of infantry support besides Witch Elves, who did fine. I mean, this one got 1,300 value. I think this is the one that probably got on. Then I don't know what they got on. I mean, maybe the Tomb Guard. They probably got on the Tomb Guard. Honestly, this Tomb Guard and just butchering other skeletons we run and swordsmen. When yeah, its other counterparts did not do as good. Still did fine. Sorcerers mostly just there for buffing. So, and just like the one or two soul stealers, which I think you got. Might probably just only got one if she only got 300 value or 400 value. Everything else did okay. Arkin 1,300 value as usual. Him and his big stupid hat. 1,600 value and 1,100 value, 1,200 value on the other Necropolis Knights. Again, yeah, love to see the Necropolis Knights do well. They had some good targets there. Fantastic targets. Eyes of the Desert's did fantastic. I mean, again, one of the best ROR units in the game and just in general for the Tomb Kings. So these guys are great. Really good AP missiles. They have stock, anti-large and melee. And I mean, heavily armored. They are constructs. So Easy Shopti kind of got punished, but the Eyes of the God obviously did good as usual. If you take care of them, they will do. They will be what win you the games a lot of the time. And 1100 value. It's plain to see how good they are. Necrotech there did. I mean, did you see how long he stuck around? He stuck around for way too long. It's incredible because if I throw my freaking Necrotech into infantry combat, it's dead by the time within a minute or two. When I look over to it, I'm like, wait, what happened to my Necrotech? So yeah, and then also obviously, of course, that restore was vital for keeping those Necropolis Knights in combat, or just keeping them up rather throughout the game. Yeah, solid game. I mean, to say the least, understatement of the freaking year. Come on here. Fantastic game by Mr. Twofull and Dust Bunny. Good job, guys. I'll catch you guys next time with another one. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.